You know, Leon, I really enjoy these meetings we have every week. Being a stay-at-home dad can get kind of tough. A little lonely, a lot of me time, you know. But I'm glad you can meet with me. It's nice.
I hope you don't mind if I'm just going to send a few emails right now.
No, it's okay. I have some laundry to do. You know, over the course of the years, I've learned the importance of folding, ironing, and, you know, keeping the house in order. It's what I do as a male. It's my responsibility, my role in the house.
You're right. You're definitely right. So how have your kids been?
You know, it's great. I think Tommy's had a really good week. We talked a lot about, you know, phonics. He's very hooked on phonics. We read some Goodnight Moon for about 2 hours. You know, I really think it's sinking in. I'm pretty sure he's learning a lot, and makes him seem a lot, you know, more intelligent. He's only 3, but, you know, I can see it.
So I guess you'd say you think you're a good parent.
You know, I think I'm a great parent, you know.
Wow.
I really find myself devoted. I'm an active member of the PTA. I'm always there, you know. Maybe a little too loud at soccer games, but always there.
All right, sorry, if you'll excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom.
All right, well, this is all the time we have. I mean, spend it going to the bathroom, you can talk to me, man. It's okay.
Hey, Dad.
What, Billy?
Can I go to Martin's house?
Isn't Martin the one who has a dad with a revolver in his closet?
Yeah, Dad.
Well, absolutely not. It's very dangerous.
Dad.
No, you know my rule about guns. No way.
Can I go to Mandy's house?
What are you going to do there?
Probably just swim in the swimming pool.
That's a much better option. You can definitely do that. Tell Mandy's mother I said hey.
All right, thanks, Dad. I love you.
Love you too. Always looking out for you, son.
Whew! That was a big one.
Yeah. Sorry you had to hear me yelling at my kid.
Oh yeah, what was that about?
Well, you know, I'm really worried he's going to get mixed up in the wrong things. He's a smart kid, but sometimes he makes poor judgment calls, you know. He really likes this kid, but I know his dad has a gun in the house, and I'm kind of worried about that. So,
Really?
yeah, no, very
So where'd your kid go instead?
He went to a nice girl's house, you know, always good to, you know, support the good friendships with the ladies. I know they're going to be swimming, so, you know, more power to my son, you know what I mean?
So you're telling me you didn't study economics back in your old college days, did you, Rick?
Well, I had a master's degree in underwater basket weaving, so economics is probably the furthest from my studies.
Wow. Well, you'd be interested to know that from an economist's point of view, that it might have been a smarter decision to go to the house where the kid's dad had a gun.
Please explain that.
Wow. So, you know, the chances of being killed by a gun are 100 times less than the chances of, what did you say he was going to go do at the other person's house?
Swimming?
Yeah, you know, you're 100 times more likely to die from swimming than you are from getting killed by a gun.
Well, my kid's kind of an idiot. He's kind of smarter. I'm reading to him every day, but you know, I kind of trust the fact that you know, swimming just seems safer, if that makes sense. You know, when I think of a gun, I think very visual death. When I think of swimming, it seems so casual.
This is what we economists call, you know, how much fear plays into parenting. A lot of parenting is based on fear. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, well, I am scared I'm going to burn myself with this.
Yeah, you know, what are you most scared of for your child? You know, what have you really done? Would you call yourself a helicopter dad?
Well, you know, I am always there, hovering. But I would say I'm most worried about him turning out to be an idiot. That's secondary. First is him, I guess, dying. Mainly
dying.
Well, fear of death.
So what kind of stuff have you made him do?
Well, I make sure he always, well, you know, he knows not to talk to strangers, of course. It's very scary. He knows that he should always be safe around things that can hurt him, you know, such as a sharpened pencil or perhaps a food he might choke on.
You're right.
But, you know, other than that, I mean, maybe kind of keeping him aware. But other things, I guess when you say it like that, there are things that you kind of take for granted that you don't really, you know, consider.
You're right.
Yeah, so
You're definitely right.
I haven't really talked to him about the things that seem more like everyday things.
You're right.
So we'll see how that goes. I'm not really too worried about it. He's smarter than he looks. He looks kind of dumb, but he's smarter than he looks.
So you sound like you're pretty involved kind of dad. You know?
Oh, always involved. As I said, I am the one who is loud at the under-6 soccer games. That is me.
You know, you might be a little underwhelmed to hear that from an economist's point of view, parenting might not actually matter that much.
See, as much as I like to hear your economist mumbo-jumbo, Leon, I'm more inclined to see what actually works in my practice versus what you theorize works.
You know, a lot of people say that, you know, parenting practice is what makes a great kid, but I think a lot of it is genetics.
Well,
For example,
good for him.
you'd be interested to see that a study from the Department of Education shows that the 8 most important factors for kids' development and test scores are highly educated parents, because, like genetic intelligence,
Basket weaving.
high socioeconomic status, mother was 30 or older at the time of her first child's birth, low birth weight, English speaking, adopted, involved in the PTA, and having many books in the home.
That's a lot, but what do you think are the 8 most important factors?
Those were
the 8. Okay.
Those were the 8
Well,
most
I think
important
for
factors.
me, obviously we are highly educated. I have a doctorate actually now, last week, not to brag, in basket weaving. It's very important.
And what does your wife do?
My wife actually is manages a hedge fund. She's very,
Wow.
she does what she does. I don't see her very often. That's why I'm the man of the house at all times. Yeah, but she brings home the cash. I just kind of rule the roost, as they say. And she did have our son very late. She took a long time to let me, let's just say it took a long time.
So you might think that because both of you are highly educated, that it's the environment that leads to your kid being so great at what he does. But maybe it's just because you have a high IQ and then your kid has a high IQ. Because interestingly, what the study showed was that if the child's family is intact, that doesn't really matter that much. So a lot of this might be genetic. I don't know. That's just what the study shows. What do you think about
It's an
that?
interesting study. I'm curious to see how it plays out. How are your kids? I know you have 2.
I mean, my kids are great. I kind of just let them do what they do. They both have me and their mother. She's a stay-at-home mom. I'm an economist for a hedge fund as well. And, we kind of let our kids do what they want. They turned out pretty well. So, I don't know. We'll see.
So, even though I know English isn't their first language, but
we try to raise them in a bilingual environment. I'd like you to hold back your insinuations.
I'm just joshing with you, buddy. I know you speak English.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Would you excuse me for a second?
Sure. You know what time it is?
Yeah, it's about 7.
About 7.
About 7.
About 7. Interesting.
Well, it's been a great chat. Hopefully I can see you next time. I got a lot of ironing to finish up.
All right.
Running the house here. All work, no play. Not until the soccer game. That's when it gets rowdy.
I'm just saying, in the future, when you're considering how involved you are with your kid, you just got to think about it. A lot of what you do doesn't actually matter.
Well,
you're a bad dad.
I don't like the way you're throwing these words to me, but I like.
Are you telling me to leave? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying you can. So.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day,
I'll
Richard.
See you later.
Good.
That's good.